Welcome to Airbatic Adventures, the aviation journey of November 905 Tree Niner Sierra, a 1965 champion Citabria 7 ECA. I'm Matt Moore, and I'll be your host and pilot in command along the way. So without further delay, master on, mags hot, and clear prop. On this episode of Airbatic Adventures, fly with me on my first long cross-country in Tree Niner Sierra to the 2018 National Aeronca Flyin in Middletown, Ohio. This special event is held every 2 years in Middletown and organized by the National Aeronca Association, an amazing group of volunteers. Let's start with a little history. Middletown, Ohio was home to the Aeronca Factory, where more than 8,000 Aeronca champions, more affectionately known as champs, were manufactured between 1945 and 1951. The champ, of course, was where the early concept of the Citabria was born. The champ was not only the predecessor to the Citabria, but on a personal note, my first solo and pilot rating was in November 83655, a 1946 Aeronca Champ 7 AC. Joining Tree Niner Sierra on this adventure is Champ 81945, both of us taking our first long cross countries in our new to us aircraft. So let's start with a quick look at the flight plan. Our flight plan shows a total of 375 miles over nearly 5.5 hours, burning just over 35 gallons of avgas. We'll depart from CAMDEN Woodward Field in CAMDEN, South Carolina, remaining southwest of Charlotte, North Carolina's Class Bravo airspace. First fuel stop opportunity is Rutherford County in North Carolina. Second fuel opportunity will be Virginia Highlands in Virginia, just on the northern side of the Blue Ridge mountain range. Our journey will continue northwestbound, staying to the northeast of the Cincinnati, Kentucky Class Bravo airspace, and finally joining up with more than 70 Aeroncas at Middletown Regional Airport, also known as Hook Field. We decided to stop at our first refueling option, Rutherford County, North Carolina, Kilo Foxtrot, Quebec, Delta. And although fueling was a welcome rest, while taxiing out for departure, I discovered I had a completely flat tailwheel tire. So Tree Niner Sierra was towed back to the ramp, and we were lucky to find some very generous folks at Rutherford County Airport to gather some tools for me to make a quick on-field tube replacement. So after about an hour delay, we were finally back on our way to Middletown. Passed over the Appalachian mountain range, there was about 30 minutes of weather decision making as the ceilings were dropping while the mountaintops were rising. But we ended up having a sufficient gap to clear while still remaining VFR. Once past the mountains, the skies cleared and we had beautiful conditions the remainder of the route. arrived at Middletown, we were welcomed with smiling faces and some of the nicest Aeroncas I've ever seen. These are just a few of the beautiful planes at the 2018 Flyin. But if you want to see more, I highly recommend you browse the event archives at aeroncapilots.com. As day one was coming to a close, we were welcomed with a beautiful sunset. And although the sunset was nice, one of the ultimate highlights of the journey for me was getting my first opportunity to camp under the wing of Tree 9er Sierra. It was a very good first day. From the time I started planning for the trip to the Aeronca Flyin, I had been looking forward to one of the main events of day two, a trip to the National Museum of the U.S. Air Force at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Dayton, Ohio. If you have an Air Force aircraft in mind, you'll most likely see it at this museum. This is a very special place for me, as my dad used to take me here at least once a year while growing up in Ohio. Some of my fondest childhood memories were here, and the museum has only gotten better. One note, they had just recently opened the fully restored original Memphis Belle B-17 exhibit. This museum is an absolute must if you're ever near Dayton, Ohio. We departed for home at dawn on day 3. Dew on the ground, sun on the horizon, and smooth morning air made it easy to forget what time we had to wake up that morning. As we crossed back over the Appalachian Mountains, I was extremely grateful for the friends I had made, the experiences gained, but especially the confidence built with this special little bird. Landing back in Camden, I was glad to be home, but at the same time, excited about making the trek back to Middletown in 2020. Can't wait. That's it for this episode. Now it's time to refuel, wipe off the bugs, chock the wheels, and start planning for the next flight. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you again soon on another Airbatic adventure. See ya.